Hello! Okay, let me get turned around here. Let me get set up over here and make sure that we're good. Well, all right. Oh, hello, John C. Good to see you. I am, I saw a while back someone had made a drider that was webstor, basically. So it's webstor. This is a webstor I bought off eBay a while back for this figure. It's an Origins. And I'm going to use this guy. I think I might just be using his head because I want this to be black. He'll be like a Black Widow. But the basic concept of this is that I'm going to mount his body right here. So you will see, just this bit here is his waist, kind of. And then his arms have to be up a little bit above that. So you'll have this giant web store, which I think is kind of cool. So it starts with stripping the figures. Only thing I'm going to miss if I use this Anti-Eternia He-Man, I like him because he's black. I won't have these little arm fins, but those are Skeletor's arm fins, so they're not necessarily super webstor. So I'm going to go with the black and red scheme. That way he's going to feel more like a Black Widow almost. If I were smart, I would have done this as a female and just done a Black Widow. So, okay. My hope is to have this guy done today. It's the kiss of death that I say this because I'm never right. This should be an easy one. This should be an easy one. Oh, I need to turn on your lights. There you go. That probably helps. What's funny is I can hear that. Okay, that fixed it. I could hear the resistance from somewhere. I do want a black and red color scheme, so I'm going to leave pretty much everything. Howdy, Ace. Spydor Evil Stalker. Spydor. This is webstor. Spydor was the big vehicle. Okay. And I'm going to use his waist, and I'm going to attach the waist to this because I think I want him to be up a little higher than if I just put his torso on this. Yes, Spydor was a vehicle, and yes, Skeletor rode it. All right, I'm going to have to heat gun this guy's crotch. You know how it is. But I have this whole beautiful blue body to use for something because I don't really need it. I just need this head, which I'll paint black, this torso, this waist. I'm going to take these legs off so I can keep them. I used to own Spydor. Yeah, this is a spider skeleton. Yeah, from Halloween. I just thought it was a good size. It might be a little big, but it's not crazy big. All right, let's heat gun his crotch. Yeah, he had the red gem eyes. That was cool. I liked them a lot. All right, now those legs are free. Let's take off this. This head will go on. I think I'll start painting this head when I need to clean this up a little bit. It's a little dirty. So I'm going to wipe it down with alcohol. I've got some hand wipes that I'll use actually. Get this stuff set off to the side. It is kind of weird to see a spider skeleton and an octopus skeleton. So, you know, those are odd, Ace. But the spider skeleton is a spider, so it worked out for me in this case. Yeah, gorilla bites. Crocodile bites, I should say. Home Depot has these crocodile wipes, and I love them. They have little bumps on them so that they are grit removing. I've already made one custom today. I just didn't go live for it. I made another Beast Man. I'm sure you're all shocked. It's not even the Beast Man of the month that I should have made today. Yeah, the shark skeletons are cool too. Yes, it will be a drier version of webstor. That is absolutely right. Just have to clean this skeleton up as it has a wash on it, but it's also dirty. Just, you know, so anything that sits in the shop for too long generates a little bit of filth. So, Ace, you're more into the toy scene than I am, for sure. My question is, there's another toy channel that has a live video, and they're always on when I start at 6:30 on Sunday. Is that like their time, and they're all like, because the past 2 weeks I've been wanting to go live, but then I didn't because, well, I did, but I tried to push it back. They seem to be on, but like, yeah. Anyway. Does anybody, do you know about that? Toy something. I'll figure it out and I'll message you, but obviously you don't know about it, so. I'm gonna say like they don't have a ton of subscribers. Well, not subscribers, but viewers. When I looked. Hello, Andrew. I'm making a web store here. So I'm going to move this guy over here and spray paint it, and I'm just going to move you too. Please forgive my shop. It is quite a mess. I'm making a Drider. I believe it is Toy Habits, yes. It is a lovely hobby for me. It's something that I enjoy. I can do it whenever I'm home. I've always loved Master of the Universe, and I'm sort of building my own world. I have a flat black here. And this is just plastic. Most action figures are vinyl, so you can't just spray them with spray paint. But this is, again, just plastic. It's not vinyl. So no issue with me just spray painting it. So that's how I'm going to get that guy painted right off the bat. Hello, Dallin. All right, so that's going to dry. And I'm going to flip it over and do the other side, of course, but I also don't know how much I have to do. That's what I'll do, Ace. I'll go ahead and bump it. If I'll figure out what their time slot is. I don't think they'd have any issue telling me. Thank you, Dallin. Are you a subscriber of this channel, or do you follow my other channel? Yeah, so maybe I don't want, because, you know, and also I don't want them to think I'm trying to take their audience, which I'm not. Just Sundays are when I know I can be home. I need to get a torso that I can put this on to paint. Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have a Halloween channel that's bigger than this one. It's all making Halloween stuff for your yard and whatnot. So some folks just have followed me from there. But I'm trying to just generate a following on this. Not a following. But I only want people that are interested in what I'm doing here. Yes, tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow I go back to work. I normally have a little, I will put these guys on a different chest so I can paint them. This is a nice little handle for me to get on there and paint everything. His eyes are going to stay red, just his head's going to go black, and I'll probably have to repaint his teeth, you know, tooth color. I don't know that I'm talented, I'm just practiced. Andrew, do you not have a job that you... Now, I say that on occasion. I hope I can get out of work and do this, which is, of course, always my choice. But is this in? Yeah, okay, that little bit of black paint. I want to make sure it was in frame. Good night, Cobwebs. Yeah, that's not a great situation. We have a friend who's not very well right now. Okay, this is a ghost brush, and it is a small, it's what they call a dry brush, but man, I use it for just scrubbing in color. It is wonderful. Yeah, if I can on Thursdays, then I will certainly watch Toy Frenzy because, you know, that's, and this last one that they did was Monsters and Beasts and stuff, and that is 100% up my alley. And for the record, Ace, I did get an entry into the Eternia land contest. They had a contest. Skelevator did, Toy Frenzy did, on making a Eternia land theme park, just designing it. I put something together really quick because it sounds like such a fun idea, and that's like almost what I do for a living. Yeah, if they're doing an episode on monsters and beasts, I own a monster museum and I make monsters for a living. So, and I'm not worried about the teeth. I'll just paint over those again. And I am going to go ahead and paint over all these eyes. I meticulously did not get any on them, except it wasn't quite clean enough for me. So, and I want to paint them white first before I paint them black again. All right, so this is painted black. This is a heat gun, and this heat gun is just going to dry this paint up so I can add more, which it has. And now I'll do a second coat. So I can just see a little bit of that beautiful blue sticking through. Like the color of webstor is just such a beautiful color, that indigo blue. So why not make the spider that color as opposed to I just think it's going to be a more striking spider if he's black and red. The reason why I'm doing all of these figures, actually, Andrew, is I'm building a train set for Eternia. I'm doing a G-scale train set that is called the Dark Side of Eternia Express. So I'm kind of building a diorama of the whole Dark Side of Eternia. Snake Mountain, all the towns that Skeletor has under his control. Because Skeletor runs the dark side of Eternia, and King Randor runs the light side. So, but yeah, that'll be a G-scale layout. Right now, Andrew, all I'm doing is I'm just painting the whole thing. So your hands could absolutely do this. And it's not about how, unshaky my hands are. It's tools and techniques. I have this monstrosity when I try to paint detail that goes onto my head, and then you get, all this different magnification that you can, like a cyborg, use to just make sure that you can see what you're doing. All right, so while this dries, now I'm going to, we're going to go back to the other piece. We'll see if it's dry. Nay. It is not dry. So, Harbor Freight. That one actually came from Harbor Freight. They have them in Harbor Freight. All right. Hello, Wrecked Koala. What a great name. Here comes the Drop Bears. Ron Sheps, good to see you on. I am heat gunning this so it dries. I spray painted it. And my plan is to work some fur into this so that I put fur up under here and the fur will poke out between all these spines. I think that'll be cool. I don't want to melt the spider right now. I don't want to change its position. I really like its position. Eventually, my Dark Side of Eternia Express, it'll be an attraction at my haunted house because I'm gonna have an outdoor haunted house. Right now, I have a big indoor haunted house, and I will add an outdoor haunted house to it. So when I have the outdoor haunted house, one of the attractions will be a 20 by 40 building that has the Dark Side of Eternity in it, just as a walkthrough that people can enjoy and that I can enjoy. Well, I showed you me spray painting the spider. Red Koala, I think only you care about me having likes. It's only you, and I appreciate your effort. See that kitty play right there? Okay, that has to dry. While that dries, we'll do detail painting on the head. Yeah, I just did a devices check to see what people watch me on, because that's going to give me, information. Like, I would rather be widescreen. I'd rather be landscape instead of vertical, but it said most people still watch me on mobile. So as long as most people are watching me on mobile, then I'm going to go ahead and be this. I did finish Skeletor's Council. That's 20 figures that I got done. Very happy about that. I need to get the white paint because I'm painting on black. If I'm going to paint on black and I want my colors to pop, I got to paint white under it. Yeah, Monster Mind is the last figure that I did for that line, and I'm very happy with it. Now, I'm doing all this painting, but in all honesty, at some point I've got to attach this body to the spider. I'm going to attach this piece so that I can just clip that torso on. So I'm calling this done, although I may change out these hands for like buzz off hands, the pinchers. I might do that. I have plenty of pinchers sitting over there. No, it might show you as two views, Ace. Okay, leave that alone. Let's figure out what I'm doing and then do it. Yeah, it won't tell me specifically who's watching on what. I think that would be a little too creepy, but it does say most people watch me on mobile, which is like 45%. And there's some who watch on the TV is my second biggest one. So that means I have a reason to go landscape. But then tablet is fourth, and then computer, which also would be landscape. Yeah, I know what I meant to say. Yeah, let me get my big eyes on here because I'm going in for detail. And it looks like as long as I'm on the table right here, you guys will see what I'm doing. Yeah. Now his eyes won't be white. His eyes will be red, but I'm painting them white because that'll make the red pop. If I just painted the red on black, It'll be very dull. And I don't want it to be very dull. Wrecked, yes. But right now, this channel is still pretty small. I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So by me doing vertical, that will put me in the shorts stream. And I might pick up people who enjoy the content as they're scrolling through shorts. It's all a game. I have to play the game. Okay. So I've had like 400 on in my other channel. I have a I have Stilt Beast Studios is my main channel, and then I have Stilt Beast Live is where I solely do live videos on Wednesday nights, and then I have this channel. So on Stilt Beast Studios, I have 140,000 subscribers. So on that one, I have had 400 something people watching alive. But um, yeah, okay. No, and actually, you know what? I just asked Stacy, who helps manage Stilt Beast for me. I just asked her, don't share this live on my. I have a Facebook group for Stilt Beast called Stilt Beast Live Creepers. So I said, don't share it because I really only want to get like natural growth on this. I don't want to force it. I don't want people who aren't into action figures to be like, well, okay, I don't want that. Hooray, Andrew. Andrew, I appreciate you talking. This is nice. I need to find out what Toy Habits hours are. If like what time do they stop? Because I don't want to, take away from whatever it is they're doing. That's just courtesy. All right, so that is. Oh, he's got little eyes on top of his head. Remember? I didn't. I forgot it. Goodbye, Dallin. I have several tubs of action figures, but I know where they're at. Okay. Now, I do have a tub at a friend's house in Florida. And I may have them mail it to me. Okay. All right, now those two little eyes up top are done. Yeah, I pretty much do Origins. I pretty much do Origins. That's what I really like. Although right now, like we don't have an Origins Too Bad. So I have the Masterverse Too Bad, which if you think about like scale wise, two people together not losing any mass would be a little bigger. So I don't mind the Masterverse Too Bad hanging out and being in with the Origins. Ace, I really appreciate that. I need these eyes to dry well. Before I can paint them red. That's nice. Boy, he's so clean there, white like that. Let me grab, real quick, some pincher hands. I think I'm going to go with pincher hands as opposed to regular hands. Yes, I'll just grab them off of a buzz off over here. Now I have a buzz off sitting in my bin. I did Grizzlor. Lazy Noodles, have you not seen my Grizzlor? I'll show them to you. Yeah, so this is my Grizzlor. That is a head that I sculpted in ZBrush and printed out. It is a X-Men Beast body, and I did the fur on it and modified Grizzlor's chest armor to fit. This stands at like 6.5 inches tall, almost 7. So he's bigger than most of your Origins figures. You see, it's just a little bit bigger than Buzz Off there. So that is my Grizzlor. This guy here, this does not have the 4 spider arms. It just, because I'm going to put him on a spider body. This is a custom that I did earlier today. This is actually the Netflix Beastman head fur piece and hands and feet. This is also, and this piece is off of the Netflix guy. And then I put them onto an Origins body, which was more work than I thought it would be. But I'm happy with how that turned out. All right, I'll put this away. And I don't mind having all those Beastmen because I can just say that, you know, it's they're all different members of Beastman's tribe. I don't need my headgear right now, just some glasses. Yeah, sad day. My reading glasses bumped up from a 1.25 to a 1.5. I'm so mad when glasses work. Thank you. I'm not great, but I'm getting better at painting. I'm probably better on the building side, in all honesty. Yeah, I'll do these claws with him instead of the hands that he's got right now. And I really don't care about Buzz Off's arms because he's not going to stay that way. PAC, I am working on, I customize action figures. So mostly what I talk about is action figure stuff. These are Master of the Universe Origins. And I am a action figure customizer for a hobby. This is my hobby. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Which cape? Whose cape? I haven't done capes out of Warbler yet. I tried to do those out of fabric. I just did Bloth. I just did a fabric coat for him with coat / cape. And then I did a fabric cape for Monster Mind, who is from Wheeled Warriors. That's the last, or Saw Boss. That's the last one that I did. I did a fabric cape for that too. Um, I haven't. I'm working right, like I've been heavy for a long time, so I'm focused right now on getting my weight under control, and that's actually taking a significant amount of energy and learning about supplements and whatnot for that. I'm doing well. I'm down about 30 pounds, but no, I have not looked into eye supplements or anything like that. I do eye exercises because I need my night vision for work. And so I do exercises that maintain night vision and dim lighting focus. Okay. These are dry enough for red. And I know that my body is not quite dry yet because spray paint takes a little bit longer than this very small amount of red paint. I'm going to do those eyes. I have a red metallic here that I just got in. I have a red metallic because I'm painting a Maximilian for Skeletor's Council. I have him done. I can count him as done, but I want to repaint him in this metallic red. I think I need to shake this up a lot. I mean, that's cool. Sure is thin. This is a candy red. And they say it's an airbrush paint, but I can use it with a brush, I'm sure. I think this is going to need a lot of layers. Oh, it's also reactivating the paint under it. That's great. Maybe I can't use this. Yeah, I actually teach airbrush classes, Ace. We have an airbrush. We do a 6-hour class. Good night, Andrew. I'm actually doing Leonardo. I'm doing a monster, a Drider, out of webstor. So it is more of a Black Widow style of webstor. Very monstrous. You know what? I like the indigo color of webstor. I think that deep blue is kind of beautiful. Although metallic sounds really cool. I just haven't used, I haven't seen that one. I don't really collect a lot of Funkos, so yeah. All right. I know my phone is vibrating a little bit. I'm sorry about that. That's me getting notifications for something or other. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. I need layers. More layers will give a deeper, richer color. I may have to abandon this and just go to red paint, but we'll see. I have plenty of time. Yeah, some airbrushes are easier than others, Ace, for sure. So it all depends. This is the spider body. I'm just going to hit it with a heat gun a little bit here. So what I'm going to be doing is basically this, just like that. So, yeah. I like these little side arms here. Those are kind of nice. And I'm going to mount him right out here. And that way I don't have to worry about his arms hitting these legs. Hey, June Ritchie. Chase Perry, good to see you. Ka-Rem from Legends of Dragonor. Cool. All right. So I have this little bit of 5-minute epoxy. I have more elsewhere, but that's what I have right here. And yeah, I think this will look cool, Chase. I think it'll be fun. Let's see, turn my... I have a resin hot glue in my hot glue gun. I tend to keep like 11 different type of glue sticks around, so... Okay. Let's go and we'll mix all this together. Wow, 26. Hi, everybody who's watching. I have a setup where I can actually see your comments and read them. So I am actively answering people who feel like talking. You don't have to talk. You could just sit there like a creeper. That's fine. But if you want to chat, then we're here for you. I have the 10-inch Funko Beastman, of course. I've got that one. I have a couple pops, so people, people give you pops every now and then, so I have a few. So now in 5 minutes, this torso will be bonded to this, just like that. And I need, because this stuff only takes about 5 minutes, it's very sticky, it should stick to both, no problem. And I'm going to get more and build up in here also. I have bought the continuous roll. I find it's a little inconvenient to move around. I prefer to buy big boxes from Uline of their glue sticks, but also there's a company called glu-stix.com. And glu-stix.com is who I normally use for buying glue sticks. Doing a second coat on these, but I don't actually know that they need it. These got really black, really fast. Now, Funko also made the Savage Land stuff way back. The Primal Age, I think it was called. Maybe it was called Savage Land. Maybe it was Primal Age. But that's where they did the DC characters in a He-Man style. Those were cool. I have a bunch of those. And Funko was the company, but they were not Pops. Yeah, that's nice. Now I've got claws that I will put here in place of these hands. I think I have like 8. Like I have the Krampus one. I have a couple Beastman. I got a few. Yeah, this will look nice in my opinion. I'm going to enjoy this guy. I also need to put more in here, so I need to get more stuff. Yeah, I have Jason, I have Leatherface, I have Pinhead. I didn't get the Freddy, I just didn't like the way it looked. It looked like a scarecrow. This is more 5-minute epoxy. Is this both or is this only one? I really don't know. I'm just grabbing some more 5-minute epoxy. Sorry guys, I'm poking around in my shop here for more 5-minute epoxy. It seems like I've only got the 15-minute stuff. I should have bought some earlier today. No, the spider body is a Halloween decoration that I bought. It's one of those Halloween skeletons. It was just the right size, I thought, for what I was doing. Yes, I have one tube of steel stick tucked away, and that's going to be enough. They also have flocked Krampuses, which are really cool. Flocked Krampuses. You're out of your flocking mind. This is just keeping things moving. So while these eyes might as well be sitting and drying somewhere. Okay, that's one more coat on those eyes. Those eyes. Yep, sometimes you just get lucky. These are dry but still a little tacky, so I'm going to wait on them. That means I mix up some steel stick. That's what I'm doing next. I haven't done my own Montana. I made a Mothman type character. I made a guy named Deathwing out of Montana's legs. So he is Skeletor's courier, is who I have that character set up as. And the Origins Montana's okay. I think it's an improvement over the original. I do like on the original you can leave the eyes out. And on the new one, it's either they only pop out for a second unless you wedge something in there, which is what I do on occasion. Okay, so the Vine Jungle is that's where Beastman was from in the mini comics, like the very first mini comics. He came from the Vine Jungle. So a Vine Jungler would probably be one of Beastman's people. And I think I'm going to paint some kind of a design on Webstor's chest, almost like the hourglass type deal. And I know I'm doing fur on the back insect body, not over everything, underneath, so it sticks up through those ribs. If I pinch it, I can shove it up in that hip joint, and just that's going to make me a nice socket. I don't think I'm going to do a loincloth up front here, because that would imply that he has bits to hide right there. And I think that all of his reproduction bits are in the back end. Okay, so what time does Toy Habit start then is the question. All right, so this is on there now. You guys can see how I did that. I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to go all the way up into this. I'm going to smooth out back here. I have to cover up these eyes just to make sure that they don't look like eyes. Webstor was so monstrous. He was kind of one of my favorite characters from the Master of the Universe, so I really liked him. Although I don't understand why he could have just had spider powers rather than shooting a grappling hook. That's kind of weird. Either you're a spider dude or you're not a spider dude. And when in doubt, spider dude. But yeah, I think this guy, he's going to go together pretty fast. So far, he has gone together fast. And I think that he will be cool to look at. I love this stuff because it's so fast. This 5-minute epoxy, this is the Steel Stick brand right now. Really easy to mix, and then it becomes plastic in like 5 minutes. If you are decisive and you're able to put it on where you need it, in that amount of time, then that's great. You can also shape it with water. I mean, use water to keep it from sticking to your tools. I'm pushing down so it looks like he had a place to put that belt on. And then I'm blending it in to the rest of the head. Yeah, Funko Pops are kind of cool. They're like a real accessible version of an action figure. I haven't done a custom trap jaw. I just, I, I, I will eventually do a ultimate trap jaw. What I do is I call them ultimates because, you know, I want Grizzlor, but I want the ultimate Grizzlor. I don't want just an Origins Grizzlor or just a. So that's why the Grizzlor that I did him how I think he should look. Okay, now those eyes are covered back there. That's nice. Disco Skeletor. Nice. Okay, so now this has to sit and cure up a little bit. Get my hands cleaned off. I got some. Boy, okay. Well, maybe Sunday's not the right day if they're starting that early. And I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I wonder who's live on Saturday. I could probably make Saturday work. I don't think I'll reshape the legs. It would be really easy to do by just heat gunning them, but I don't think I'm going to because I don't want him in an action pose. I want him kind of at attention, but not in an action pose. If you're just displaying like 4 or 5 toys on a shelf and they're all in action poses and they're not relating to each other at all, it's kind of weird to me. So I want this guy to be able to set up and like, okay, he's hanging out, he's on guard duty, whatever. Wrecked, I think, is answering Ace. I'm just getting this little bit that's brown here that I did not mess with before because the hand was in the way. And that's a nice dark brown, so I'm not worried too much about it showing. And what does that mean? It means that it is once again, now it's time for eyes. Yeah, so those eyes are coming in nicely, but I wouldn't say that they're like super bright at this point, and I want them to be brighter than this. Each coat gets a little better and better. Each coat gets better. So this is going to pop right into here. Well, actually, this will pop into here. And then, and then, yeah, so that pops into there. The hands will pop onto here. The head pops onto there. I've got fur to do. I think I need to do some texturing. Yes, I saw Scareglow. I'm also really excited because my Mondo Beastman is on its way here. Should be here Tuesday. My friend Dan has been showing me pictures of his. He's in Florida. He got it very fast. So this is going to be sick, guys. I think I'm really excited about this. You know what? I'm going to do a little bit more because I left this is kind of messy under here, and I want to clean that up a little bit. I like that these could like hold a spear, you know, if I did it right, where those could, he could hold a spear in there. That'd be kind of cool. If you had a big body like this, you could count as cavalry. Cavalry? Yeah. Cavalry. Cavalry, not Calvary. Cavalry. Words are hard. Yes, I've seen the Mondo Scareglow. Mondo Scareglow is cool. Yeah. Mondo, everything is cool. I just, you know, I'm not going to collect everything Mondo. That's not a scale that I need a bunch of stuff in, but I need that Beastman in my life. Okay, so I am making a drier version of webstor from Masters of the Universe. Like that's what I'm doing specifically. Right now, I use 5-minute epoxy to get this waist attached. And I'm just putting a little bit of a hair type texture into it. Mix up the rest of this. Now, I like the Panther looks cool, but $500 is $500. I don't know that I can do that. There's a Beastman statue that's coming out from Tweeterhead, and my wife got me for that for Christmas, or else I wouldn't have gotten that. It's not here yet, of course, because of how it goes, but it's a beautiful statue. But it's expensive. Wow. Yeah, heads that heavy. Balance is something you have to consider. And I may have to add a weight into this guy's butt. I have a lot of stuff happening up front, and that could cause him to tilt forward. So that's actually a very timely reminder. Thank you very much, Rick. Okay. I'm putting it right up to the line of this belt, but I don't want to cover the belt because I'm going to use that belt as a feature. And now I can go in with this tool and again put in that hair surface. Yeah, the classics are nice. I said classics. The vintage ones are nice. It's hard because now there's origins, so you can't say original. You can't say classic because there's classics. Uh, so the vintage figures are nice. The Battle Cat and Panther, they are really nice. The Masterverse Battle Cat is really cool, but you have to resculpt the head if you want to do a Panther on it because it's got the silly Cringer face underneath. And I'm just not a huge fan of that. Yeah, I just want to find a good time spot to go live where I can do it consistently and where I'm not stepping on anybody else's toes. I'm like, this is a whole thing. Like, it's not an industry per se, but there's certainly a hobby racket of people who do this. And see how I made that fur? And that's a nice fur texture, in my opinion. Especially once I paint it. And it's not, I don't want to piss anybody off. That's not what I want to do or how I want to be. All right. That's on there. I think I can clean my hands again. And that's because that 5-minute epoxy is sticky and it just, a lot of it just stays on, you know. So there's a show here called Tech. No. Oh my gosh. It's it's a horror convention that we have here, and I can't think of the name of it right now. It's really cool, and we have a booth for our haunted house there. And normally we're just right down the way from the booth for Mondo. Monday could be. A lot of the time I'm off on Monday. Is that pretty barren time wise? I could make Mondays work. Yeah, that's kind of cool regardless. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this claw design. I never liked it on Clawful, but now especially because it looks like the lobster guy from one of those TV shows, cartoons. He's just like a squid face, but he's got hands like that. I forget his name. So this will go right here, and then the head will go on. Let's do another round of eye painting. Ace, I really appreciate your help. You've been very kind and generous with your help, and I appreciate that. Okay, I'm getting there. Those are looking gemstony now. But also, I got some where I shouldn't have gotten it. So I need to fish it out a little bit. Just on that outside edge. But now I need to get my detail eyes on. There we go. That's better. Riding a little high on the side. Didn't want that. No, June. This head was right off of a figure. I actually popped this head off and painted it at the beginning of the stream. So this is a purchased head, but it came with the action figure. I do have a new love for sculpting in Blender. It is one of my favorite things. I'm going to put down a little bit of black here. And this is all now cured, so I can paint it. And I have to get in all that fur detail, so I need to add a little bit of water to that to make it flow better. Not a lot, but a little. Just going over this fur that I put on. I'm trying not to hit that red belt. If I don't have to repaint it, that's great. I am tempted to get a larger printer, but right now I have a resin printer, and it's really nice for the heads that I'm doing. It's perfect for that. I would get a big filament printer so I can print some pieces for bases and stuff. There's a lot of thrones and things that I need to print out. I'm building now. It's 18 different bases. So like Castle Grayskull, but I need to build the the Frost Fortress for Overlord from Black Star's franchise. There's a lot of bases I have to build. There's things I've just got to make. And that printer for details like thrones and arches and some things that I can print in Blender, I can sculpt in Blender and then print out, that'd be awesome. Yeah, this is looking pretty clean so far. And my work is normally a little sloppy. I'm not the best. I'm not a super clean painter, or I'm not a perfectionist by any means. And that'll show in your work. Look at that. To me, that looks really nice. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I did Rect, have you seen my Castle Grayskull repaint that I did? I just did it how I wanted it, which is a brighter, clean green. I think I'm at the point I'm going to go to my other room. I'm going to get some fur because I want fur sticking up out of all these ribs. So I'm going to do a piece for this. I guess you guys can go with me. That's fine. Okay. Again, like the shop is not clean. And now I can't see the big comments. This is that Beastman I did earlier today. That guy right up front. I made him look like that. I used the Netflix Beastman character, and I used an Origins Beastman and blended them together. This is a Beastman I did out of the new Scar King toy. They're $10 at Walmart right now. Scar King, part of Godzilla X Kong. And then this is one I did a few years back from the original King Kong toys for the new King Kong movie. New. Part of the new Monsterverse for that. And there's just an Origins repaint that I did. And here's a custom red Origins that I did. Right there. Toy Frenzy is on Thursdays. This is a Sleepy Panther that I made. He's sleeping. He's just meant to hang out by the throne room here and have a good time. This is that Grizzlor I showed you guys a little while ago. And then I just knocked over Skeletor's chair. And I made that. That's all hot glue. Like I made this chair out of hot glue. So, yeah. All right. There's my photo setups where I take pictures. It's a Gygor that I made over there. Why'd I come in? Oh, I need fur. I'm like, why am I in this room? Here's the council. Here's the council. You have Dr. Paranoid from Street Sharks, Bloth the Pirate from Pirates of Dark Water, Tex Hex from Brave Star. This is Lord Dread from Captain Power, Megatron back there, Monstar. This is my version of Serpentor, who was transformed when he got here. Serpentor, Overlord from Black Star, Jabba the Hutt. Did nothing to that. Shredder, he just came in, didn't have to make that custom. Mumra, I made this one. I made General Spydrax. This is a head from another customizer that I purchased on a Origins King Hiss body. Hordak, did nothing to that one. I built Genghis Rex from Dino Saucers. Monster Mind, I just finished the other day. He's really fun. Malbogia and Hundred the Conqueror I made a while back. So I made most of these because I wanted them all in Origin scale. So, yeah, there's Beastman's throne that I did. Right there. Yeah, I make stuff. Let's get some fur.
I'm not sure.
Black fur, perfect.
Perfect by Ed Sheeran.
Alexa,
on
stop.
Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. I'm going to unplug this Alexa. Okay, that made her stop. It wanted to play a song, and that would cause me issues. Yeah, so most of this is leftover stuff from when I made costumes here. So I have a lot of fur and things that I've kept. That's what I make most of my capes out of. Bloth's coat was made out of that. But here's a little scrap of black, which I don't, yeah, it's not anything, so I'll just take it. Printer setup. So when Skeletor, here's my story, okay? Skeletor went and made portals to other universes, and like one at a time helped his council members take over their planet. So they're running it while they're helping Skeletor on his council. But they had to give something up for him to do that. And Monstar gave up that different form, the superpowered form. And originally, I was going to have it go to Triclops. So that this was a three-eyed, three-faced head that was similar to Monstar and similar to Triclops. Because I was going to make him have the Monstar power. But now that's going to someone else. And Triclops got instead the Eye of Thundera. So I haven't really blocked access. I can just, that's just foam. I can step on that and turn a breaker on or off. And also, it looks further than it is. I can just reach it. Now, I shouldn't have anything combustible within 3 feet of it. That is correct. You know. Those are things I worry about at work, but not so much when I'm at home. I have to get the fur that I went into the room for. All right, sorry if I'm making you guys sick, but need to go get some fur. Trey, that is a very good note that you gave me, And I appreciate you being willing to speak up on it. That is very true. I should not block access to my breaker panel. And I may clean it all out tomorrow. Okay. Table edge, back table edge, here to here. Okay. Yep. I hang out at Toy Frenzy now when I can. Sometimes I have to work too late. It always catches me driving. Like I have to drive. I have an hour drive, and often I'll listen to it while I'm driving. But then it's real hard to type a comment. Boy, I just realized that I am thirsty. Hello, Christian. Hello, Christian Humberg. I'm making a web store. A version of it anyway. So my fur direction goes this way. And what I really want to do is I want to put it underneath so that I can get the fur sticking up through these ribs. I think that will look cool. Yeah. That's cool, Rex. I love making stuff. You know, when I was a kid, I couldn't afford a lot of the things I wanted. So I made my own. And making play sets is not hard. I'll be doing a couple here soon. I'll show how I do it. Yeah, the Toy Frenzy it's nice. It's nice to hang out with some folks, even online, who are into the same stuff that you are into. I'm gonna tell you guys, like I'm not making a pattern for this. I'm just gonna fit it in here. And I think I'm gonna glue what I've got in, and then I will trim underneath. Everything that hangs out underneath, I'm going to trim. So it just comes in. I'll be able to take a little tool like this and go in and lift that hair through. So I've got some hair sticking up. I think that'll be fun. But to do that, I need to glue it down this spine. And that means that I need to separate this so that I have fur very cool, June. Yeah, I've got a pool noodle skeleton video coming up really soon, actually. I've got it halfway shot. I just ran out of time on it. That's what happens. And now my plan is just to slather the glue onto this and then fit it in there. I don't want to think about it too much. Okay, so that's in there. And now that that is in there, that looks more full, and I'll be able to pick through and get some of that hair up like I was talking about. I think I need a little hook of some kind. Ace, I'll tell you what's difficult is finding people who are willing to chat with you. Like a lot of times people, they just want to watch. And that's cool, but you know, I'd like to get something out of a relationship also, aside from just a viewer, you know. Let's talk, let's chat. I like that. I have a whole setup here just so that I can see comments well on my own and be able to respond and talk to people. I think most of what I have done on YouTube is the how-to stuff. So this really isn't how-to, but it's kind of in the same vein. And, you know, talking to people and getting feedback is really nice and part of it. Rek, I did not realize you were in Serbia. Hello. Again, we've been talking, but still. Now that I know where you're from, we can talk differently. I've never been to Serbia. I bet it's really pretty. I live in Texas. Texas is it's known for being a hot, arid state. And once all this is pulled through as much as I want, I'll be able to trim it down if I want to. But then I can glue the bottom in. But I can't glue the bottom in because I might glue some of this fur into the edge unless I take the time and pull some of it through. I wonder if I should have painted these ribs red just so something else shows through. But I was going to do some painting on this spine and red that up a little bit. I really like just seeing through it a little bit and seeing the ribs. At this point, you're almost a morning owl. My other live channel, I get a lot of folks who watch from the UK, and it's always like 3 or 4 a.m. when they're watching. Okay, that side is done. That's kind of cool looking. It's different anyway. You don't see a lot of fur. Very few figures have fur in Motu. Who had fur? Grizzlor had fur. The giant Megator, he had hair. I never had a Megator, was not released in the States. There's Megators so often on eBay. I think they've got to be bootleg. I mean, I'll be making one. It's on my list. I could have made them tonight, but I decided to make webstor. Oh, well, that's very cool, Rect. I've flocked recently, yes. And I have plans to flock an action figure. I'm gonna do another flocked Beastman. My first one was one of the first customs I ever did, and it's not good. So I'm at least gonna redo that and do a flocked Beastman. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 8:12 p.m. By
Okay.
the way, I am trying to respond from the right place. Was this the device you expected?
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
I have a few ALEXAs in my shop. June, you know what? I think so too. I think anytime that you can be social while at home and working on something, I think is great. Every hobby should have a bit that you can do on your own, like in your house and making something or whatever. And then there needs to be an aspect to it where there's a social component. And you know, this is a nice way to hang out with, as you said, other creators and just people who are passionate about what you're passionate about. Once I'm pulled all the way through, then I'll be able to go underneath and cut along the edge and then glue it down. That's very cool, Rect. Thank you for that little bit of history. People who grew up in Texas, they get taught Texas history. I just got, I was raised in Maryland, which is up north. So it's one of the founding colonies of the United States. So we just got that history. Well, that sounds very cool. Thanks for your help. Okay, now I'm getting all of this hair to go up this way so that I'm free along this bottom edge. I'm just trying to cut this flush with the bottom here. Saw there was some I needed to pull out a little more. I'm sorry, Ace's partner. I am a distraction. Texas is it's got a different mentality. I'll say that. We're a little bit of the wild. I don't know if it's the good kind or not, but it is that. All right. So I feel pretty trimmed underneath. Let me get this mess. So there's a monster called an ettercap, and they're like a spider person. Like webstor is kind of an ettercap. You know what? You have to apologize for your actions. Turns out I'm doing cool stuff on the internet. What is a great time for right now? That's right, painting one more layer on the eyes. For those of you following along at home, Florida man. Yeah, Florida and Texas, I think, are the states with the most rep. Not always a good rep, but we have a rep. And I lived in Florida before I moved to Texas. Okay, I'm real close on these eyes. Like, I'm happy with them. I'm just putting on layers now out of habit. All right, look at that. Isn't that a nice deep red now? So glassy. You, try. All right, so while that's drying over there, when I lived in Florida, I lived near Orlando, and it rained every day at like 3 o'clock for like 30 minutes. Every day. I'll say that Texas has been very good to me. I met my wife here, and I'm the happiest married guy you know. I don't think that gets like talked about enough, but there are a lot of happy marriages and relationships. I am certainly in one. Yeah, this spider is going to be a bit of a spooky thing. I think. I think he's going to be one of my favorite figures that I've made, just based off of how it's looking so far, and it's nowhere near. Well, it's near done in all honesty, but I think it certainly will be one of my favorite figures. That's very hot. Okay, I need another glue stick. There certainly are good people there. Lived outside of Houston. That's my live stream setup. Those are your comments. I have several screens when I'm sculpting, but I put this over here so I could get a glue stick. These are a firm glue stick, and this is a black flexible glue stick. And the flexible one is for gluing. See how one droops and one doesn't? The flexible one is for gluing vinyl and rubbers. So it's very good for action figure parts. Yeah, there are a lot of good people in this area. Gator Bait was a rather intense film. It had a SA/murder scene in it that I was not ready for. I like horror movies and stuff, but people are just the worst and the scariest. Yeah, I keep resin and flexible, and I keep red and pink. I keep white. I keep glow in the dark. You can almost put anything in glue stick form as long as it is, you know, temperature changing. And just inside here, I'm just going to kind of mirror the ribs on the outside a little bit, just so this glue can help hold this fur in place. Because when that cools, that's going to be a little arch of plastic, or vinyl, really. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. Head is off. To put the head on the body. It's our first time seeing this. That's kind of cool. This reminds me of the Scorpion King from the movie The Scorpion King. Except my CG is better. Yeah, those eyes look deep. And there's a lag, so I'm holding this up to the camera and I'm trying to see what you see. And it just takes a little while before it shows up on my screen. Yeah, the eyes are deep. All right, so that's blurry. But now, okay, that's kind of sexy. Hot glue is pretty dang magical no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a pattern down its back. I'm going to do white dots, and I'll put a red dot inside of it. I won't use the same paint for the eyes because it just took a long time. But yeah, so now let me do this real quick. That's shooting into my other room, but I could show you this guy this way. Okay. That doesn't suck. A spider drider. Spider drider. Spider drider. So I'm trying to think of like, what can I do with not an hourglass? Symbol wise on here. Like I would do it right here. I'd put something. And then I'm going to go down the back, of course. While I like just the blackness of it, I think it needs a little pattern. Yeah, I'm trying to find something that looks natural almost. And while a web is a cool spidery symbol to paint, that's not a symbol that would show up on a spider, you know? And I'll leave just a little bit of that white showing. I'm going to do red inside of those. Okay, so that's his back side there. Do I do something on his chest? Normally I would look at a reference. I could just do a cool pattern. I think that might be the best thing to do. It's just a pattern. So I want to make a note, okay? It would be very easy for me to just say, yeah, this looks cool, I'm done. But you know what? You have to, if there's a chance to make it cooler, take the risk. Go ahead and do it. Oh, yeah, the fiddle shape. I like that, Ace. That's pretty good. That's what I did on his chest so far. It's not going to stay white. I'm going to flip that and do red in there. But it's just a little something to make it stand out. Even has a nice little skitter noise as I move it. I like that. Okay. Let's clean this brush off. I think I'll use the same brush. You know what, Ace? I have a theory that that's why so many people are afraid of clowns, because nature paints things bright colors in order to tell you to stay away from them. And then clowns paint their faces in bright colors. And that's why nobody wants to talk to them. Okay. I have a nice red paint over here that I like. This is the FX Smooth Satin red. Mostly what I use is P3 paints, but I think this will be my brush. Well, I'm in the haunt industry, so there's a lot of clown love in my industry. I would not lick a clown's face. I'm a married man. My face licking days are behind me. See how that I left just a little bit of that white showing. That's the hope. Is you give it these little red dots here, give it a little pattern. Now it makes it look more natural. Yep, that's one of my favorites. I want the red to be there, and I want it to pop, so I had to put the white under it. It's all fun and games till somebody pets the spider butt. And I'll go over this red one more time. You know what? Just don't touch any snakes that are red, yellow, black, and white. I think I've heard red touches white, take flight is one of the ones I've heard for that also. One of my jobs in Orlando was I worked at Gatorland as an alligator wrestler for a couple months. And most everybody there is freaking lifers. They're there forever. But I had a moment of clarity while I was sitting on the back of an alligator. I'm like, you know what? I really like sculpting, and it's pretty easy to lose a finger. All right, so all this red needs to get redone. But I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, I think the trick is, just don't mess with snakes that you don't own. They're not your friend. I don't mind snakes. I'm not afraid of snakes. But I also respect them. Okay, all of the back has been redone. Has it all? That side was. Just have to get snake consent before you do the booping. Make sure the snake is cool with it. Sometimes they tell you, I'd rather not be booped right now. They just say it in different ways. Good night, Rect. I'm almost done with this, so you almost saw the whole thing. Okay, that's a second coat of red on all of it. Rect, it was lovely to meet you. I'm wondering if I need anything on the legs to make them stand out a bit, but I think I don't. I think I'll be okay. I think I just need, I think that's it. I think I need to clean up my white a little bit on some of these with some black, and I'll probably do that with Sharpie. I need to do red on that fiddle back there. Yeah, this guy looks kind of cool. Okay. I need those to dry, dry, dry. Yellow. I don't think I want to introduce yellow into this. I think I'm happy with red and black. Red, black, and white. I'm happy with those. Oh, John. Yep, some of them get rattled. That is true. Yeah, I figure this snake talk was up your alley. What you guys think so far? Almost done. Beverage. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's get a black Sharpie. Just where my white is not crisp, I'm crisping up the edges of that. And also my white lines were a little thicker than I wanted them to be, so I can thin them out with the Sharpie. That is his torso done. Thank you, June. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 57 degrees.
Yeah, the black outline helps. It tightens it up. It makes it a little more professional. And it's just a Sharpie. Wait, is that 37 degrees, June, or negative 37? Got it. Positive 37. Still, that's chilly. Yeah, the black outline does help. Very slightly going over the white to tighten up its edges and such. Okay, I think I'm calling this guy done. What's funny is the eyes don't pop as much as the red on the rest of him. I'm almost wondering if I leave the eyes as they are, or if you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add the slightest dot of white on each eye in order to show like a glare. That's what I'll do. Time for the eyes. Get these guys out. Okay. That did it. See that little bit of white I put there? Hang on a sec. We're going to go in the other room. Transfer you to this holder here. Yeah, it wouldn't take much to booger it up at this point, would it? Sorry, I'm tightening up a holder. Okay. Let me change out. He's going to need the big one, but it's pretty clear that that is a little dark. Okay, I'm going to turn the light on in there. Get him out for a moment. I have found that I really like this peach type color of the background because not many figures are this color. So and he should be really visible on that. I have some little lights here. This there he is. That's the figure. And he has waist movement. His arms move, his head moves. So I don't think that sucks. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Okay, if you're just joining, this is the end. Sorry about that, but yeah. All right, I'm watching the. Yes, the claws are from Buzz Off, and I'm happy with it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and thank you for watching. This channel is about making what you want. This channel is about, it's in Master of the Universe, what most of these toys are. It's I have the power. And you have the power to make the world the way you want it to be. So, you have the power. Make your world. See you next Sunday.